Voice training, it's time for voice training. Voice training, train your voice so you like it. It's voice training. Hi, welcome to voice training. I'm definitely going to cut that previous part. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm not talking about anything. There is nothing for me to cut. So this week I want to talk about a very particular thing that's building upon what we worked on last week, which was we worked on basically everything we needed to do to build up to speaking a complete sentence. I would like to keep going with that because it's an extremely important part of this whole process. We're trying to speak, right? But we need to work on a couple of the sort of building blocks to really master that. I've got a feeling not everybody's just going to be able to do this technique that allows us to speak in the voice we want to speak in without a little bit more training. So we're going to do the training that leads into being able to speak, and you'll see how it connects. We'll get to some speaking today even. But we're going to be working with a concept you've definitely heard me talk about before. Where did I put it? Hey, that's it. One sec here. Here we go. Back-to-back training. I've done a lot of back-to-back training in previous episodes of voice training, which is where, you're doing one thing and then you do another exercise right after it. So you do say a breathy thing and then a true breathy note. And the idea is that it's easier for me to do the breathy sound after having exhaled. So that's kind of the idea. But we're going to be playing with that a little bit and expanding on that. But before we start, hopefully you've got a little bit of water to drink. That's very important. I'm going to have a little sip. Sit up nice and straight. Back straight. Shoulders relaxed. Chin slightly up. Not too high. You almost feel like there's a string pulling at the top of your head. You're kind of hanging like a marionette. Breathing in through the nose. We do our diaphragmatic breathing here, where you're breathing with your stomach muscles. Stomach expands out as you breathe in. Squeezes in as you breathe out. Like a pair of bellows. Just breathe along with me for a few breaths here. See how my shoulders aren't moving up very much? It's all centered in my stomach. We're going to do breaths that are on a timer. I'm going to pull up a little timer here, and you'll breathe in for a period of time, hold, and then breathe out. It's going to be 4 seconds. 4 seconds in, 4 seconds holding, 4 seconds out. Easy, right? Let's go. Let's do another of those when we get onto the timer. Ready? I'm going to do one more of those. There's a reason for this. Good stuff. If you're a little lightheaded from any of that deep breathing, have a little sip of water. Next, we're doing our same, we always do the same kind of warm-up every workout. So if you've tuned in for lots of episodes, good. Keep doing these things. They're going to make you stronger. If this is your first one, good. This is important basic stuff you need to know in order to be able to start working on your voice. So the next thing we always do after we've kind of got the breathing going is an extension of that breathing. It's the atonal ha, he, hi, how, like so. Ha, he, hi, just breathing them out. I'll go again. Give yourself space. Deep breath in between each one. You notice how I had my hand up on those? You feel the air on your hand. The more air you feel, the better. Let's do one more. Let's try see if we can do it together. The sound doesn't matter so much here. So follow along with me. Same time. Good. Have a little water. As you've been doing this over the weeks, hopefully you're feeling yourself moving more air, getting stronger, feeling it on your hand more and more. Keep pushing with your stomach. Really make it forceful, almost like you're blowing out a birthday candle or something like that. But you're breathing it out. So next we're doing yawning, which instead of the atonal, not really speaking sort of technique, I don't know, I'm used to teaching martial arts, so I want to say movement. It's not a movement, but we're, action. Instead of the we're going to be saying something, we're being giving a bit of that actual sound using your voice, which normally causes us to tighten up. And the point of this is to be able to make that sound while being loose and airy. And if I have my hand up in front of my mouth, oh, I feel warm air on my hand. Why don't we go? I'll yawn, then you yawn. Your turn. Good. We don't want to dwell too long on that. Have a little sip of water. Next, we're going to the uptick yawns. We're going up in pitch while still keeping that breathiness. I can feel the air on my hand all the way through. How about you? I'll show you again here. How are you doing? Try and see if you can go higher on each one. I'm going to go a little higher on this than I did on the previous one. Keep it breathy the whole way through. Oh, I'm running out of air at the top there. How about you on this one? Yeah, what's that? You still had a little bit of air you could push out. Well, let's go a little tiny bit higher. Oh, I really ran out of air there. How about you? Oh, good job. Good job. Yeah, that's basically what we want to be doing. Pushing ourselves to be able to, keep air moving even if we're going at a higher pitch. Next, we are doing, we're going to do our back-to-back training, non-voiced with a more what we call like a breathy sound rather than this yawn. We're just doing a flat and but we're going to be doing that back to back with the non-voice. So we're going easy, right? I'll show you one more time here. Non-voiced, voiced. Non-voiced, voiced. How'd you do with that? Do you feel like you're able to move a similar amount of air on your voiced version as your non-voiced? And if you weren't quite getting that, you can always go to my previous videos like the one specifically working on the breathy voice, which will cover this particular technique in greater detail. Next, we're going to do an exercise I don't think I've done very much with you on these videos, and it's buzzing. This sort of Z sound, tight, close in the throat here, a buzz. You notice I've got that nasal up in my nose here. How you doing with that? Try buzz. Yeah? Listen to me again. Huh? How'd yours sound kind of like mine? Was it heavier? Did you manage to get it up into your head? Because that's what we want with this. Oh, I didn't press your... Now you can go. Now you may go. That one went a little higher. Can you make it go higher? Let's try and go higher and higher each time. So... Oh, it wasn't very stable. I think that's my limit. How about you? Should have that tight feeling in your throat. Have some water while I talk, by the way. Tight feeling in your throat. This kind of clenching, that pressure in the nose. Yeah. Next, we're going to do the creaky, or what is it called? The grudge ghost. This croaking in here. Try it. Just like tight in here while you're exhaling out. Listen again here. I'm moving it higher and higher in my throat now. Can you do that? Can you clench the back of your throat high in your mouth? If that is completely foreign to you, if you're just not getting it, don't sweat it. I've covered it in more detail in other videos. Just keep following along if this is your first time. Clenching the throat. You want to get this tightness, that vocal fry. So what I want to do is this buzz back to back with that So we're going to get more of that tightness. So listen one more time here. Try it out. Buzz. Tight sound. Listen again. This might seem strange, but it's very much about that, oh my god, kind of that stuff, you know? So I'm up here, I'm giving it a little bit of that vocal fry. That's coming from here. You get where we're going with this? That's why we do these weirdo sounds. Listen one more time, see if you can do it. The buzz should be able to kind of rub off on your the tightness in the throat and the sort of the concentration in the nose. That's easy to get with the and then if you can kind of hold on to that feeling as you go into your it helps shrink it down and turn it into the small contained sound we want. Rather than deep booming, which I can't even do very well, but this is deep booming chest from in here. Or small contained tight in here. Hear the difference? And we want to, like, honestly, we don't really want any of that chest, but we don't necessarily be up in here. That's weird. No one talks like that. So, keep that sort of thing in mind, this for any tight thing we do, and keep that, or rather the in any breathy type thing we do. But part of back-to-back training is also being able to do these opposing elements side by side with one another, because that's the secret to my voice here too. If you were in the last video we did, I was talking about shifting between the breathy and the pinchy, between the right? That was the thing we finished with last week. And the way we did that was back to back, like and I'd kind of like to work with that a little bit. So let's actually, I feel like jumping around with a few things here, but let's do that since we're already on the sounds. We're doing the breathy to start. Why don't you just try that just to get your feeling for it again. So remember the moving the air, feeling it on your hand. Yeah? Next we're going tight. And you're not worrying about air in your hand. We're going to go try it. Yeah, yeah. How are you doing with that? You able to get it still be tight after making it nice and loose? Have a little water. And then next we're going to be going to the opposite. So we're going like this. You got to take that breath in for now. Eventually we want to be able to not do that, but I've got a feeling it's going to be difficult if you don't give yourself a breath first. So listen again. Tight, then loose. Right. Try it out. Tight, loose. Listen again here. One more here. Have a little water. We're covering the back-to-back stuff, but I still consider this the warm-up section. So we're going to go to another sound that's really important to me, and that's the creaky door. That's related to the stuff we were doing earlier, and it's about bringing it up higher, starting low, going high from the creak into the squeak up here. Listen. You hear that? It gets from this word up into this. That's because I'm concentrating in my nose. Starting low in the throat, it's tight, and it's clenching all the way up, and I'm bringing it higher and higher till it's up in my nose. Obviously, there's not stuff I'm clenching in here, but what it is a lot of like, it's pressure. I'm concentrating on that. I don't honestly know 100% of the science between all of this stuff. All I know is I'm working my muscles in here, and then somehow bridging the gap up into here. So listen again. It might be hard for you to get up into here. In fact, I know for sure it's going to be hard for you. It's going to take a long time to get it. Even if you're just going, that's really good. Here, try it out. Listen to me again. It's tight in the throat is the main thing you have to worry about. We start down there, up in here. Try it. Just a little one's fine. Going a little higher is fine. Can you go up and come back down? I'll do a more subdued back up and down again. Oh, pardon me. Try that out. Up, down. Listen again. Up, down. that in mind, have a little water. Remember we were doing the yawns earlier, and we did the more like a breathy note. If you've done previous videos with me, you'll remember the glissando yawn or breathy note, where we're moving in pitch while still keeping it nice and breathy. Like this, listen. Remember that? If you've done previous videos, we've definitely done it before. Perhaps before we do that, it might be worthwhile to get you a little more warmed up on your breathy pitch raising, and that's just good training anyways. So what we're going to do is we're going to do those breathy notes, and we're going to go higher and higher with each one, and you just follow with me. So I'm just going to do a nice, easy, you go. Yeah, right? I'm going to go a little higher now. You should go higher too. You're still feeling air though, right? Keep going higher. Oh, I'm tightening up there. How about you? Let's do one more. Oh, I'm not doing it. Were you able to beat me? Wow, you were able to go higher even though I screwed up. Good job. Have some water. Okay, so now that you've stretched your voice a little bit, you've gone up in pitch, hopefully a little bit, let's try seeing if we can do that, you know, in a smooth fashion. So taking a deep breath in, I'm going, start up, same back place, same place that you started at. Try it out. Do one more. Have some water. Hopefully that's helping you not just challenge your pitch, but be able to relax while doing so, because we want to stay relaxed in anything breathy that we're doing, right? Even if we're going, you know, at a higher pitch or having difficulty. Okay, so next I want to put these together. We did the and the we can put these together into it's kind of like a back-to-back training. It's a little closer to the blending, but I'm confident you can do it. What we're going to be doing is let's try it breathy first. So we're going to go could be hard, but you see what I did there? Breathy going up, and then when I come back down, I just kind of you know what? My instinct was that would be easier, but now doing it, definitely harder than this version. It's because we've already done the settling into a yawn, right? So this is just settling into a breathy yawn from that top where you were all tight. Try it out. Tight, loose. Listen again. Are you able to let go of your tightness and relax into looseness? We're doing a lot today. Have a little water. Yeah. Okay, take a few breaths in and out. We've been pushing it pretty hard in this first half. So, we're going to do... Let's go back to that pinchy breathy, but we want to work into blending it. Sort of like we were blending that yawn thing there. So we're going... Let's do breathy first. So remember we did... the breathy to pinchy. I'll let you listen again, and then we'll do... Try that. Get that back in your brain. Okay. We're going to do now that, but we're trying to not take a break in between. We finished, this is kind of where we finished the last episode as well. We're going, there was clearly a separation between the two, but you notice how I didn't take a breath in between? That's what we're doing. So I need to try that. Yeah. Were you able to tighten up after being breathy despite not really taking any time? Don't sweat it if you weren't able to. It's going to take a little bit of practice. But as long as you're able just to kind of get used to making these sounds together like that, that's training. If you're just following along with this and you're not 100% sure of what's going on, that's training. You're doing great. That's why I call these voice workouts. You're here to work hard and to get stronger. Next we're doing the reverse. So we're going tight, then breathy, right? Remember we went, Try that out. Give yourself a breath in between them. But now, of course, we want to do one without a breath in between. So we're going to take a deep breath before we start the whole thing. I just kind of let go of the tightness and then start the breathy, loose one. Listen again here. I just release the tightness, and then I still have air because I took a deep breath in, and then I release the rest of that air into a breathy sound. Try it out. Have some water. Let's try another back-to-back training thing that's a little easier, hopefully. We're going to focus on the breathy for a little bit. We're going to do that creaky door that we did. And then next. Similar to the buzz we did. Listen again here. Oh, see at the top there, I was able to get it a little more in my nose because I went to the creaky door. Try it out. Creaky door. Pinchy sound. I'm going to do another one. I want to see how much I can challenge the pitch, like from there, like Oh, that was hard on my throat. I'm going to try one more here. That was a little better. I gave myself a little break instead of trying to flow in between them. How about you? Do one more of these. Have a little water. Let's go back to those buzzes for a second. I want to see if this rubs off on what we're doing here. So we're going to go to that. Yeah, follow along. Right, you remember this? I'm going to try going one higher. Can you go one higher? Have some water. And having just done that, I'm a little curious what your ah sound is like. Ah! What does yours sound like? Did you feel like you were able to keep it a little tighter? Did you feel like you were able to get it into your nose a little more? I find doing this kind of progression, going up to my maximum in terms of pitch, especially if we're talking on a pinchy thing, really helps me to kind of shrink everything down and tighten it up and go higher pitched on my proper sounds so that it's good training. Try that out yourself. Buzz. Good. Oh, there's a reason for this. I want to do the buzz glissando. Remember we did the do buzz glissando too. Try it out. Move around in your buzz. Tight in the throat, remember? High in the nose. Listen again here. Let's try back to back with it. We're going to go How'd that work out for you? How's it feel to do a buzzy sound after that? After the tight glissando? Do you feel like you're able to get into your nose more? Do you feel like you're able to go higher pitched? Hopefully, especially if you do this more and more, this will rub off on it and you'll be able to get stronger with in terms of the clenching of the muscles in here and keeping it controlled as you go higher and higher and it doesn't crack or go into your falsetto or anything like that. Next, what are we doing? Oh, we haven't done a whole lot of the breathy stuff. For the sake of all this stuff, let's try going back to a breathy and pinchy. We're going to go, what should we do? I'm kind of curious. Yeah, you know what, because I'm trying to treat this as a workout more, so I'm not worrying about covering new things. Let's go back to the basic of what we did. We're going, no break in between. Try it. Now we're going to go, how are you able to switch here? Breathy, pinchy. Good, good. Have a little water. Let's do a note progression with this back to back. We haven't done this before. So that's what we just did. Let's just do breathy and pinchy for this one. Like breathy first, pinchy second. And we're going to go up in pitch on each one. So it'll be like this. Worth a shot. Could be good training, eh? We'll do it together, though. I think it's a little easier if you follow with me. So I'll go, and then you go. Let's do a baseline easy one. You go. Ooh. I don't know how breathy I am on those. How are you doing? Are you able to keep it nice and breathy even though you're switching to pinchy and back again and going higher? That's going to be really good training if you work on that. No matter how you feel you're doing at it, that is 100% definitely going to make you stronger by going higher in pitch while switching back and forth between breathy and pinchy. Now, the opposite of breathy first, pinchy second is a lot harder in my experience. That's one reason why I want to do that previous exercise starting in breathy and going into pinchy, but it didn't work out in that one. But in this one, I think it will be a little harder to do that. We're doing the buzzing or pinchy and then breathy, and we're going to try going up in pitch on that, which could be hard. Okay, we're doing you know the drill. Follow with me. Breathy or pinchy, breathy. Go one higher. How are you doing with these? Do you feel you're still able to keep it breathy even though you start with pinchy? Does it feel a little less breathy when you start with pinchy? That's very normal. It's just important to train being able to do the breathy even though you've done the pinchy just before. That's the only way you're going to be able to switch between them seamlessly. Which is kind of a lot of what I'm wanting to build to. We did a little bit of it at the end of the last lesson, but we're doing the thing where we blend seamlessly between breathy to pinchy, like so. Tightening up. I'm releasing that breathiness and then tightening up as I go. Clenching my stomach muscles, clenching my throat muscles. My whole body kind of tightens up. Let's see if you can do it. See if you can exhale a rather breathy sound and then clench it in. Listen to me again. It's all in one breath. You're breathing in, right? All that, and you're just clenching in on it. Try it out. Let's do one more. Good stuff. Have a little water. Now, this whole time we've just been doing ah sounds, but there's a lot of other sounds we normally work with too. A very common one is A next, because it's doing all the basic vowel sounds is usually a really good idea to start with. So let's try a few of these exercises we've done with the other sounds. So we did breathy first. Let's do breathy A. It's like this. I give it a bit of that H, remember. That really helps with the breathy stuff. Listening in here. Why don't you try it out? And if you're having difficulty, you of course can do back to back, non-voiced with voiced. Did you do it back to back? Did you find it was a little easier to get a little breathier? Let's do another back to back like that. Try it out. Let's do one more of those. Was that right? Oh, I did it completely wrong. I did it pinchy. Let's one more. Hey. We'll get to the pinchy in a sec. Have a little water. Remember, if you're watching us on YouTube, this is recorded live. I'm only doing that editing, other than the small amount of editing I had at the beginning, but no, it's whatever mistake I make, it can be out in the ether forever. Next, we are moving to, we just did A in pure breathy with all that stuff. We're doing pinchy A. So let's do buzz back to back with pinchy A. So we go, try that. Or if that's hard for you, we can go, because you already know how to do the ah, right? I think it's good to vary it up like this. What about Are you able to do that one? Listen to me again. It helps me hold on to the tension. Let's try going up in pitch on this. How in your nose are you able to get it? How tight are you able to get it? Does it help you to do ah first, or does it help you more to do the buzz first? Or does it help you more to do the creaky door first? Or do they throw you off? Any of these things can be true for you and still okay. If it helps, great. That's a good training thing you've discovered. If it's not helping, well, you got to get used to that, because we're often making different sounds, in close proximity to one another. So we need to be able to come off of whatever we've just said and make the sound we want to make from that. So that's why it's important to do this back-to-back training for basically everything, not just related things, but also unrelated things. The breathy and the pinchy, buzzing into creaking, vowel sounds into more consonant-based sounds, which we'll get to. We haven't done any consonant stuff in any of these videos yet, because we've been really covering a lot of the basics. Next, we got to go to, we did buzzing. I had a thing I just wanted to do. Well, we could go to E. Next sound we usually do is E. Let's go to non-voiced to voiced E. So it'd be like, easy, right? See if we can get some breath happening. First one is just basically breathing, so it should be really easy to get the breath out. And then the second one should be more breathy because of that. We can also go that, of course, was both voiced, but we did ha, then he. Listen again. Have a little water, because this sort of thing tends to make one a little lightheaded. How did that feel? Were you able to get it a little breathier when you did the non-voiced first, or if you were able to do the ha first? try this with everything. You can even do E first. See if E rubs off on your ha. Let's do that. This will be good. Hee ha. Hee ha. Hee ha. Hee ha. Hee ha. Have a little water. Next, we're gonna do I. We're going hi. Or no, should we do I? Or should we go into pinchy? I can't remember if we've been doing pinchy. We've been doing pinchy, right? No, we gotta do pinchy. Sorry, we'll do I in a sec. Let's go to pinchy E. So pinchy E, we're going, let's do buzz first. Very nasally. So get that note, that buzz right up into your nose, into your buzz up into your nose. Listen again here. We can also do the Bugs Bunny to get up in the nose. We've done this before in previous videos. Try that. Bugs Bunny. E. Did it feel more nasally? You really want to get the E in the nose. Let's go back to the buzz. Oh, that felt really in my nose. How about for you? Oh, that's right at my border. Have a little water. Hopefully this helps you get more of that concentrated, shrunken down version of the sound, as well as more of the tightness, the vocal fry, the buzz, right? Next we can do I now. We'll do the breathy non-voiced with voiced. Hi. Try that out. Non-voiced, voiced. Listen again. Hi. 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 Have a little water. Next, let's do the pinchy. Let's do buzz first. So we're going, I. Try it out. We'll do it again here. I. Do you feel like is getting it up into your nose? What about I? Try that out. Back to back. I. Try one more. I. Yeah. I want to do a little bit more of the breathy and pinchy back to back. So let's mix this up a little bit. I think E works really well in pinchy, and let's try I and breathy. Maybe what if we go hi. Are you able to do an I sound in breathy and then an E sound in pinchy after? Hi. Hi. What about the reverse? What if we go hi. Was that a little tighter? Was it a little harder to get the breathy after the E? If so, that's very normal. If you're not, great. You're doing great. Let's try it again. I know I get a little bit less breathy. I'm going to see if I can do my very best and really take a deep breath in before the whole thing. Give myself as much air to work with as possible so I can be as breathy as possible at the end. How are you doing with that? Might be a little harder. That's okay if it is. What if we go E? Can you go E? E. E. We didn't do A yet. A. I. A. I. A. I. What about the easier version? We probably should have started with that. Let's go. I. A. I. A. A. Have a little water. Hopefully these aren't tripping you up too much. But if they are tripping you up, that's okay. It just means you have to do them more and get used to them. Get to the point where you can make any sound after any other sound. Pinchy, breathy, high pitch, low point, pitch in the or in the any of this sort of stuff. You can do one sound after another. You can do anything. Let's just finish off quickly. We want to go back to the flowing. We're gonna go. See if you've gotten a little better at tightening up in that sound. Have a little sip of water. And the next one we're doing is going to be the reverse, which is harder, I know, but good training. We're going, So that's, you're kind of tight. You're making the sound, you're kind of breathing out, but you're not really making it breathy, right? It's tight. And then you just release that tightness and the air just comes out. You just settle into it. Like with that yawn. The, Just relax. Just let yourself melt. Let your tension melt away. Let's do one more. Good, good. Have a little water. So, in summary, today we worked on back-to-back training, where you do one thing and then another thing right after it. Sometimes it's to make it easier, sometimes it's to make it more stronger. But the point is you do it to challenge yourself. Whether you're going non-voiced and voiced, pinchy and non-pinchy to breathy, or any other thing you can think of. Any sounds we work on in any of these videos, you can do back to back with another one. And you can also try to flow into it from one to the other in a smooth, seamless transition. If you're doing any of that stuff, you are working on the basic building blocks you need to be working on to be able to put all these skills together to create your voice. My voice here as I speak is just a seamless flowing between breathy and pinchy, using different elements of each at any given moment. So back-to-back training is the first step to being able to do that. And hopefully today's lesson helped you get an idea of that. We can do lots more of this in the future. You can go back and revisit this lesson as many times as you want if anything's not clear to you. And you can also go back to previous videos where we cover all of the things we cover in this, but individually. Go back, put those pieces together. Like once you've got them worked out, then you put them together into what I'm talking about right now. Yeah. So hopefully you had a productive training session today. I sure hope that you were able to learn something and that it wasn't going too fast for anybody. I realize back-to-back isn't always the easiest, especially if we're doing the breathy to pinchy, flowing and all that. But, yeah. Thank you so much for training with me this week. Try to practice in the next week. If you can't get every day, that's okay. Don't sweat it. But if you can get every day, awesome. Great job there. Don't train for more than an hour at a time. Today we didn't go for longer than an hour. I recommend squeezing in training into those little places where you don't, think you have any time to do anything, or where you don't, you just feel like you're wasting time. The shower is a great time to voice train. You're in the shower, you're alone, it's expected you to have some privacy. There's great acoustics. The warm, moist air is awesome on your voice. It's going to be a great time if you do voice training in the shower. That's probably like, 15, 20 minutes? I don't know what kind of showers you take, but that's a little time to squeeze in a little bit of training. Do it there. You could drink your shower water, but make sure you have lots of water to drink if you are doing a serious voice training practice, especially if you're doing it for a solid hour. I'll see you next week. Keep training, keep working hard, and don't ever lose hope. Don't give up. And also, don't forget to post any comments, whether on my Twitch channel, on YouTube, on Facebook posts I make about voice training, or on my Discord. You can ask me questions about voice stuff, and I will try to answer you as best I can. All right? See you later. Bye.